Okay, it's working. And it's working. I think this angle is enough to to capture myself here. And basically what I want to share is very interesting topic to me, at least. It is a very innovative way to record a video, and the current they call pop band, POBAN, pop band. And the innovation technology they developed was they use iPhone as a recorder to record the view, virtual view. They call it is virtual view, 316 degrees, so you can capture the whole thing. For example, right now the camera is able to capture like 60 degrees from this side, so it is able to capture my top to here and capture maybe to here and to this side probably. But for that camera, they have a large angle, so it is 360, so they can capture the whole image happening here. So that one is what I feel is very good to record, because you have no you don't need to choose which angle you're going to choose, which is the target that you're going to focus. So everything becomes very simple. You just place your camera right there, and it captures the light from the outside of the iPhone and goes straight up, and it have a mirror. It is like a half a ball, and it goes up and hit the ball, and the ball is going to diffuse the lights into different directions. So in that way, they are able to capture the 360 degrees. So they can record everything happening. That is very useful. For example, you have a party, and you just place this recorder right in the middle of the table, and everybody just sit around as a circle. So it is able to capture everything happening and record everyone's face. So no matter, you don't even realize there is a lens focus at you. It just whatever you do, it just record. It is very amazing. But the principle of this technology, what I feel, is very basic, very simple. My question for me is, why not? I didn't have this kind of innovative idea before. Why? What is going on? It is very basic. Just lights came out, have a mirror, and diffuse it, and it is able to capture whatever the situation around me, and there is no chance to avoid any great moment. So that is, the idea is simple, but it is not a very good project to start, because when you start up this project as a company, and there will be new entrants, new company enter and eat your profit, and you're not going to generate further revenues. So that is the limitation, because it is basically the shape of the mirror, and how you're going to protect it, and the quality of the mirror. That is critical simple. A lot of companies in developing country, they can be minutes. So there is no core value for this project. But the idea is great. I feel the idea is great. It's just the similar case as the fuel light camera. We have just the project. The fuel light camera, or the benefit of the fuel light camera, is it also uses the similar principles. They use a single sensor to detect a lot of image at different field. So in that way, they can record without focusing, because we have record every focus lens, record image at very focus lens. But similar as this technology, they cannot produce very good quality, image quality, because the sensor by itself, it has a fixed size, and it has been split into different sizes. Of course, each of the size is much smaller than the original size, and it cannot produce very good image. But on the other hand, for this technology, for example, your lens right now is 45 degrees, and right now you can capture all degrees, so also capture it into different size. but it is not simple to calculate like that, because a measured side it is a circle, and our current sensor is a rectangular one. So the mirror side, the circle side is probably half or even less than the rectangular sensor our current camera has. But the circle itself, it also need to deduct certain area in the middle, because there's only a ring, and the outside can be used, because the distortion effect in the middle is very small, and at the side the distortion is quite large. If you just combine them together and what you see the picture on the screen, it is highly distorted. So basically the use is they deduct the middle area and they use a ring and a circle. Use a ring and a circle, and in that case they're able to produce a relatively good image without distortion if you don't look very carefully into details. So that is a dramatic revolution, but only I think about 1/8 of the original sensor can be used to capture the image. And if you zoom in just at a certain angle, at a certain size as our original photo has, I think it's much smaller. So in that way, I think image quality also very poor. But the concept here is innovative. I think in the future probably they can produce some cameras just have the sensor as a ring, and in that way they can solve this problem, and they can largely. But you produce a sensor like a ring, you also need to cut. So it is the circle side. I think it is not going to be very cheaper. It will be much cheaper, but the similar cost. But according to their innovative ideas, I think this is a possible in the future that I try a lot on the internet and try to DIY the whole experiment, the whole lens setup. But I find I can find some very, very big mirror, but I'm imagining I'm quite questionable if I take this very big mirror outside, just want to click for 33 degrees and without a very good quality, image quality. I think it's still not a very wise idea. Right now I have 35 degrees wide angle lens, and I can use it to capture maybe 6 to 8 pictures in order to have a 360 degrees, the full virtual version, and I can just pick them up together and use certain kind of software so you can roll it into different. There's no trace of different. You combine the picture in the middle center area. There's no obvious boundary, so remove this boundary so you can rotate, you can see everything. The only limitation probably is just you rotate like that, and probably it is not at a certain moment. If you capture at the event, it is not certain moment. The people can move around, and if you shoot outside like the landscape, it will be much better. And even the cloud, it changed a little bit, but I don't think it is going to affect much. That is